In the vast multiverse of television, few shows manage to build a universe as emotionally resonant and character-driven as The Big Bang Theory and its prequel Young Sheldon. While Young Sheldon often veers from the comedic rhythms of its predecessor, it doubles down on emotional depth, portraying the formative years of Sheldon Cooper in small-town Texas. And in its Season 6 finale, it delivered a powerful callback that not only honors its parent series but deepens our understanding of its titular genius. Spoilers ahead, of course. The episode, titled A Tornado, a 10-hour flight and a darn fine ring, wraps the season with a flurry of emotional crescendos. Sheldon is bound for Germany to attend a summer program, marking the first significant step in his journey toward academic greatness. But it's not just Sheldon's academic ambition that's front and center, it's the storm, both literal and metaphorical, that shakes the Cooper family. A tornado rips through Medford, and while no one is physically hurt, it serves as a symbolic upheaval, mirroring the emotional twister Sheldon's departure brings. This episode subtly yet powerfully reflects a specific moment from The Big Bang Theory, Season 12, Episode 24, the series finale. In that finale, Sheldon, now an adult, stands on the Nobel Prize stage, humbled for once. As he accepts one of the highest honors in physics, he does something rare. He sets aside his ego and acknowledges the people who shaped him. "I was under a misapprehension that my accomplishments were mine alone. Nothing could be further from the truth," he says. It's a moment that fans remember not for the glory of the Nobel, but for Sheldon's emotional maturation. And the Season 6 finale of Young Sheldon quietly plants the seeds of that very humility. A tornado of change. The tornado sequence in the finale isn't just an exciting plot twist, it's a narrative metaphor. The storm damages the church, rocks the neighborhood, and disrupts life in Medford. But more importantly, it acts as a rupture in Sheldon's seemingly logical, orderly world. For someone like Sheldon, who thrives on routine and predictability, a natural disaster is chaos incarnate. And amid this chaos, he is preparing to leave his home, family, and country for the first time. As Sheldon sits on that plane to Germany beside Mary, his stoic demeanor is barely concealing the turbulence inside. He clutches his emergency bag, packed with every possible scientific journal he could need. It's a child's attempt at control in a world that's beginning to overwhelm him. This moment beautifully echoes adult Sheldon's Nobel speech. The genius physicist we met in The Big Bang Theory often dismissed emotion, rarely acknowledged the contributions of others, and treated sentiment like an inferior equation. But in that final episode, he recognizes his wife, his friends, and his family, not for their utility, but for their love and sacrifices. "You all encouraged me when I was down, tolerated me when I was difficult, and inspired me when I was not." Those words gain new weight when viewed through the lens of Young Sheldon. We see Young Sheldon already starting to experience these relationships forming. Missy's heartbreak over his departure. Mary's desperate attempt to stay strong for him. Mima's support even as her house is damaged. George Sr., gruff but deeply proud. The absence that speaks. One of the most poignant callbacks isn't what is said, but what is absent. In The Big Bang Theory, George Sr. is a looming shadow. A father Sheldon remembers as flawed, sometimes drunk, and eventually gone too soon. But Young Sheldon paints a far more nuanced portrait. George is loving, present, and quietly heroic, especially in Season 6. His moment watching Sheldon leave is silent, but devastating. There's no grand speech. Just a father holding back tears as his son takes a major step into the world. The knowledge that George won't live to see Sheldon win that Nobel, won't be there when Sheldon finally speaks about the value of family, is a heartbreak uniquely reserved for those who watch both shows. The finale doesn't explicitly reference his future death, but the tension hangs in the air. It's a haunting undercurrent, lending every quiet moment between father and son a bittersweet sting. Bridging two worlds. Young Sheldon has always walked a tricky line. It needs to remain faithful to the established Big Bang Theory canon while forging its own identity. This season finale masterfully bridges the two. It's not about punchlines, but about people. About how a boy who seems emotionally detached is actually deeply connected, to his family, to his community, to the chaos of the world he's trying to understand. The show doesn't need Sheldon to say, "Thank you," to Missy or Georgie or Mima. His later self will. Instead, it gives us the privilege of seeing the moments that make that gratitude possible. Every storm he survives, every family dinner he endures, every tearful goodbye. They shape the man who, years later, will finally realize he didn't walk his path alone. Growing up and growing inward. Perhaps the most touching aspect of the Season 6 finale is not just how it aligns with The Big Bang Theory, but how it makes that show's ending even richer. Sheldon's Nobel acceptance speech was powerful on its own, but knowing what came before, the tearful goodbyes, the packed suitcases, the tornadoes, makes his words echo with deeper truth. That's the beauty of Young Sheldon. It's not a comedy built on geek culture or scientific jargon. It's a quiet coming-of-age story, not just for Sheldon, but for his entire family. It's about growing up in a world that doesn't always make sense and finding pockets of warmth amid the storm. Final thoughts: the season 6 finale of Young Sheldon isn't just a turning point in the prequel series. It's a love letter to fans of The Big Bang Theory. By delicately tying the emotional journey of young Sheldon to the matured words of his older self, the show closes a thematic loop. It's proof that while Sheldon Cooper may be a man of science, his life story is driven by something much more human: connection. So, the next time you watch that Big Bang Theory finale and hear Sheldon say, "Thank you," know that the tornado, the plane ride, the goodbyes, all of it was there, swirling quietly behind those words. A storm long past, still shaping the skies above. Let me know if you'd like to adapt this into a YouTube script, blog post, or podcast format.